Last week, Mike talked to you about temptation. One of the temptations I struggle with is working when I should be taking a day off. There is always something that needs doing. You may well resonate with my frequent complaint. I'm so busy I don't have time to get everything done, so how can I take time off? Well, I tend to have more to do than I can possibly get done. There are those who with the opposite problem. They don't have enough to do and wish they had work to do. Keeping the Sabbath helps us to resist the tyranny of too much to do or too little work. As soon as I graduated from college, my husband and I moved to Des Moines. He had a job, but I didn't. I was confident that I would get one soon. I had some good job experience and a college degree. I didn't count on a recession and very few jobs available. It was a very stressful 3.5 months for me. It felt like an eternity. It was uncomfortable trying to sell my abilities to a prospective employer and beg for a job without looking like I was really desperate. But on Sunday, nobody expected me to be beating the bushes looking for a job. I remember well the peace I felt on Sunday, because it was okay to simply be me and simply be. That is the gift of Sabbath, if only we will accept the gift. Here are some questions for you to consider. Although you long for Sabbath rest, what are the obstacles that get in your way? How can they be removed? How will ceasing from work one day a week reshape your work and attitudes on the other 6? In addition to resting from work, how could you rest from worry, anger, and even grief? How does keeping the Sabbath draw us closer to God? Take a few moments to discuss these questions, and I'll see you in a few minutes. An old man spent hours in the chapel praying, and his pastor asked him what he did all those hours. The man said, I look at God, God looks at me, and we are happy. Our prayer practice for this week is called centering prayer. It is a type of prayer that is great for the Sabbath. Some have even referred to it as an inner Sabbath. The sole purpose of centering prayer is to adore and enjoy God. It is quite simple. First, you choose a sacred word that represents your desire for God or God's yearning for you. The word might be God, Father, Jesus, love, peace, or any other word that is meaningful for you. Sometimes I like to use Abba, which is like daddy in Aramaic. It's how Jesus referred to God. Take a moment and choose your word. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Take several slow breaths to help you relax. Silently offer your sacred word to God as a sign of your desire for and consent to God's presence and action within. As you become aware of other thoughts, memories, or feelings, instead of fighting them, return to your sacred word. We will remain in this state of rest and prayer for about 2 minutes, and I will close the time by saying Amen. Amen. That was just a short taste of centering prayer. When you go home, try it for 10 to 20 minutes at a time, once or twice a day. Sometimes I find it extremely refreshing, and it calms the worries and anxieties of the day, and I have recognized God's presence with me. Some days I have what is known as monkey brain, and my thoughts are racing as it is hard to get my mind quiet. Maybe that was your experience today. One woman complained to her spiritual director that she had done centering prayer all wrong. She just couldn't stop thinking about things and had to come back to her sacred word 1,000 times. And her spiritual director said to her, "How wonderful! You got to return to God 1,000 times today." May you find a blessing and a Sabbath rest in this practice of centering prayer.